Hey, I watched a video last night and then again this morning, put out by Corey C. on his new channel, The Nigel Woods Army, about people being losers and having a losing mentality. And he's right. But I'd like to carry what he's saying a, a step further, okay? A lot of folks, including, many here on YouTube, many in the world, those who have given up looking for employment, things of that nature, whatever the case may be, have decided that they are content with their place in life, okay? Have become complacent, as a friend of mine called it. And, they're making 1,000, 2,000 a month, whatever the case may be, and they're living in a small apartment or back home with mom and dad or whatever, getting unemployment checks, getting state medical aid, grants for going to school, whatever. But pretty much seem to be settling for that. They're not attempting to get what society refers to as gainful employment. It's just a matter of, well, I can make this much off of AdSense on YouTube, and I can ask for donations for doing stuff, and that's fine. Or I'm getting my unemployment and my food stamps, so hey, I got Section 8 housing, I've got a roof over my head, life is good. Well, my view on this is that, and I've been guilty of being complacent about this type of thing myself, but from time to time. But that's really not the American way, all right? The American way is that when you get kicked in the balls, you figure a way to get back up and continue the struggle, the fight, whatever you want to call it. And, Corey was talking a lot about, investing in gold and silver, do-da. But here's the deal. Okay, I've got an IRA account that in 2007, 2008 took a big kick in the balls. But you know what? I didn't pull my money out. I left it there. Okay? And that money has since then continued to grow. All right? It may, the worst year I've had since 2008, I think, was 4%. And most of the years, it was above 8. All right? So, investing is not, okay, a bad way to go. Sure, you're taking a chance, as George Heminger refers to it, playing the game, of buying silver, gold, investing in stocks, whatever the case may be. He don't want to play, and that's fine. Why he lives with mom and dad, and his wife and kids are all there and everything, and that's cool if he can get away with that, I guess. But pretty much, most people don't want to do that. Most people want to be responsible for providing their own place to live. They're buying their own groceries, paying their own utilities. And yeah, if that means buying a house and you have to pay property taxes, that's just part of being an adult, okay? But what we've gotten to is that everybody wants everything, okay? They want the nice house, they want a decent vehicle, and that doesn't mean, you go out and you buy a Yukon or a Tahoe. A decent vehicle for you, maybe a minivan, because that's what you need because of children or, whatever. Okay? So, what that nice car and that nice home is varies from person to person. But most people don't want to get by eating beans and weenies every day. They don't want to depend on their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother for a place to live. You know, most people that have children that I know want to provide a decent lifestyle for them. And you can call it the game of life. You can call it, taking a chance, whatever you want to call it. But as Americans, historically, we have invested in the country, we have invested in businesses, we have invested in homes, we have invested in our families, we've invested in education. And I'm not saying all those things are right for everyone, but to sit back and just say, hey, I get $2,000 a month, it pays my bills, you know, I'm happy living this frugal lifestyle, is bullshit. I mean, I just did it for a year. I kicked back, helped my sister work on her new home, lived off my retirement for a year. And that was fine. Okay, that was my choice. I have nobody else depending upon me except me. Okay, so I was able to do that. And if it come down to it, if it meant eating chicken instead of eating, a porterhouse steak because finances were tight at that point in the month, that's fine too. Obviously I did not starve. I did not go hungry. My utilities were paid. I mean, whatever. But it is not the American way just to sit back and leech off other people and the government. This country was built on people working. This country was built on people investing money in businesses. This country was built on laboring, And now people are saying, well, I did this for 15 years and it was great, and, I had all kinds of stuff and owned 20 homes and yada, yada, yada. And now that they're not doing it anymore, now it's like a big Ponzi scheme. Well, it wasn't a Ponzi scheme when it was allowing you to buy and do all the things you wanted to do. It became evil when they didn't want to play with you anymore, okay, and kicked you to the curb. And we've all been kicked to the curb at some point, but as Americans, we historically have gotten back up onto our knees and then onto our feet and took that minimum wage job, and we may have done it for a while. We may have had two of those minimum wage jobs in order to make things meet until we could find one that did everything we needed it to do as far as a job, providing what you needed. But now everybody's just saying, screw it. Oh, poor pitiful me. This is all there is. This is all I'm going to get. This is all I'm ever going to have. So let's name it something that sounds good. Oh, we'll call it a frugal lifestyle. Okay, we'll call it. I'm happy not being a slave to my job. I'm happy not being a slave to my mortgage. I'm happy because if I want to go to the lake today, I can go to the lake today, and I don't have to be anywhere else. Well, that's great. If you're not receiving government aid, if you're not asking for donations, if at the end of the month you've eaten everything that you want during that month, paid all your bills, and you still have some money left over, but to sit there and just get by, which is what a lot of people have decided to do now. I'll get by on my $7.25 an hour job, working less than 30 hours a week, and I'll act like I'm happy. Well, that's what you're doing. You're acting like you're happy. Life isn't a game. It's a journey, okay? And yeah, there's some gambling that goes on in it. There's gambling on that job. There's gambling on getting another job that pays more. You're gambling when you invest money. You're gambling when you buy silver and gold. But if you don't try to better yourself, or, you know, prepare for being 65 and not being able to go do whatever you want to do anymore because your hips are bad or whatever, well, then what's going to happen when you're 65? So many people, and I believe this about George Heminger. George claims that he's worried about the future, but the only thing he's thinking about is today. Do I have enough money to go get me a juice and a Starbucks? Yeah, I think I want to go to Mexico on vacation. I need to save up enough money to go to Mexico. How much money is he saving for when he's 65? He obviously don't believe in investing, okay? I mean, that's obvious. But if you don't invest in something and try, then of course you never will have anything. But my thing is you need to get a job. And when you get one, then you can start looking for a better one. And when you get that better job, then you can start maybe putting some money away for when you're 65. And there's no guarantee you're going to be alive then. But what good is it going to do you to be 65 and the only thing you've got for income is several $100s, $1,000, whatever, from Social Security? If it still exists, which I think it will. But I mean, it isn't going to pay you much. So it's crazy. We need to get up off our asses and go back to being the working country we were, and not be so selfish about, I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to have to pay taxes. I don't want to have a mortgage. I want to go to the beach if I want to go to the beach. And if it's on Wednesday or Thursday and I'm supposed to work, well, the hell with work. They don't matter. They aren't doing anything for me. Yes, they are. They're giving you the money for the groceries. They're giving you the money for the rent and the utilities, the car payment, the house payment, the rent payment, whatever you choose to have. Money, work provides you with money. Money allows you the opportunity to do the things you want to do. It's not, here's what I want to do. Now let me see if I can make enough money around it. Because then what you end up doing is you got all your time invested in just sitting on the beach playing with your pecker, and there is no money. There is no income. There is no food. There is no clothes for the children. There isn't groceries in the pantry. It's really that simple. It really is. We need to nut up, get off our asses, and go back to making a living, to striving for that dream. And everybody's dream's a little bit different. But I bet you those people who invested 15, 16, 17 years in these great careers that they now think were are evil and, Ponzi schemes and whatever, really wish they had them back. Wish they had those dollars they were making then. Wish they could do the things they did then. Reality sucks sometimes, but you just gotta buck up to it. Hey, thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't. Pass this on to somebody else. And everybody. Let's try to get our shit together in one sock. Be productive. Sitting at the beach all day don't get you nothing other than a tan and sand on your feet and in your shorts. Have a great day.